Hello and welcome to the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. My name is Issachar Bey and I am the spiritual director and the founder. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this teaching for today. We are continuing our great series on the 9 levels of mental ascension, and we have taken that out of the mental resurrection, unleashing the mental alchemist within. And so those of you that, if this is your first time listening, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, and also subscribe. Let us know what city and state or even what country you're listening from. We just want to thank you. And if this is your first time, as you can see, this whole teaching is in a playlist. You can just go back to the beginning and listen from the beginning and work yourself back up to where we are. So we want to thank all of you for tuning in and being a part of this on this great Sunday. As we have been going higher and higher, a new level every week, a new higher dimension. Last week we were at level 8, and today we're going to be culminating at level number 9. And so we are excited about this level. Let's take and really dive into what this is going to be today. I do anticipate that this will be a very good teaching, and it is my intention that somebody that listens to this will be able to take what they're listening to and apply it to their lives and begin to manifest and begin to create the things that they want to have in their reality and begin to really make some things come into fruition. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm looking forward to everything that we have been engaged in, everything that we have been implementing, everything that we have been taking in and working from the inside out. And so we are excited about your future as we get ready to move closer and closer to evolving and manifesting your destiny and purpose. Remember, if you go back and listen to the beginning, our main goal was to get out of the audience and get on stage. And so that's what we have been implementing, the techniques, the strategies, everything that you would need to learn, everything that you would at some point in your life need or come into contact with that will be able to help you as a tool to overcome and to expand and to deal with the different stages of life and the different stages that you will begin to increase and get ready to withstand as you move in. So we are excited about that. As we get ready to go into our spiritual mind treatment, this is the opportunity that we take to center ourselves, to get ourselves into a position to where we can get into a quiet space, where we can get into an alignment within ourselves and begin to get into a quiet space. There's a power about stillness. There's a power in quietness. There's really a power in the silence. A lot of us don't really understand the power of silence, but there is something very powerful in science, in the science of silence. And when you begin to understand that and look into that and understand about the stillness, the quietness, and how to quiet one's mind. I find that very often, our minds are so wired and so frequently all over the place that sometimes it's very difficult to quiet your mind, to really sit down and relax and not think about anything. Begin to move and remove things out of your mind. It can be very difficult, but it is necessary. I believe that it is necessary in really getting the approach and getting to the place where you can quiet your mind and where you can quiet that voice in your mind, the stillness of your spirit, your emotions, and find a place where you can be still and begin to really transcend into the quiet time. And so I think that's important. As a mental alchemist, one who takes their thoughts, their concepts, their ideas, their beliefs, and begin to transform them into physical reality, begins to manifest them and bring them from the intangible realm into the tangible realm. And so we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Once again, take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Once again, take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. In the deep recesses of my consciousness, I recognize the internal presence of the divine. Today, I embark on a journey of mental ascension guided by transformative power of level 9. In symbolizing completion, spiritual wisdom, and enlightenment, I affirm and declare the truth of mental ascension as a mental alchemist, knowing that my mind is a sacred vessel through which the divine expresses itself. In the realm of level 9, I embrace the qualities of spiritual growth, compassion, and divine understanding, knowing that I am a divine being on a path of self-realization. I open myself to the infinite wisdom that flows through the universe, knowing that I am connected to the divine source of all knowledge. I release any limiting beliefs or thoughts that hinder my spiritual growth, and I surrender to the divine intelligence that guides me towards higher levels of consciousness. I recognize that the journey of mental ascension requires me to let go of old patterns and beliefs and that no longer serve my highest good. I release any attachments of the past, and I embrace the present moment as a gateway to spiritual transformation. I trust in the process of divine unfoldment and surrender to the wisdom of the universe. I consciously choose thoughts of compassion, love, and unity, knowing that we are all interconnected in the tapestry of life. I extend compassion to myself and others, understanding that we are all on a journey of self-discovery. I cultivate a heart of forgiveness and release any judgments or grievances that weigh me down. I embrace the power of forgiveness to heal and to set myself free. I seek spiritual understanding and enlightenment, for I know that the answers I seek are within me. I trust in the guidance of my inner wisdom and intuition, knowing that I am divinely guided every step of the way. I immerse myself in spiritual practices that nourish my soul, such as meditation, prayer, contemplation. I allow the stillness within to reveal the truth that transcends all limitations. I celebrate the completion of old cycles and the birth of new beginnings. I embrace the transformative power of endings, knowing that they make space for new beginnings to enter my life. I surrender to the divine plan and trust that everything is unfolding in divine order. In gratitude and in reverence, I release this spiritual mind treatment into the infinite fields of possibilities, knowing that it is already done. I affirm my commitment to mental ascension, guided by the transformative power of level 9. I am a mental alchemist, expanding my consciousness and embodying the spiritual wisdom that resides within me. I embrace the journey of self-realization with the open arms and a receptive heart. And so it is, and so it is. I want to thank you all for tuning in to this teaching on today. Please, if this is your first time or if this is your ninth time or 10th time, or if you've been with us every week, please like, share, and also subscribe to our channel. Today, we're going to be continuing or coming to the culmination of our series, the 9 spiritual levels of mental ascension. And today, we're going to be discussing level 9. Level 9 is a very significant level. It is the level of culmination. 9 is the number of completion. 9 is the number of bringing everything full circle. That means what I started, I'm now coming to a close. I'm now finishing what I started. I'm coming to the finish line. I'm coming to the culmination. I'm bringing things to an end. I'm finding closure in the things that maybe I didn't have closure in. There's some things that were still not completed that needed to be completed. And so on level 9, we're learning how to complete. We're learning how to move into a level of completeness and how to be complete in things. Now, the number 9 is very significant to me because the number 9 has very strong powers within it. When I think of the number 9, I think of a time of completion of endings. I'll say the word endings. But when we look at the number 9, the number 9 is so significant. You know, it takes a woman 9 months to have a baby, right? It takes her 9 months, and the 9th month she comes to culmination. She comes to the end of the pregnancy at the 9th month. And now at the 9th month, she's ready to push out and give birth, which is significant of the number 9. I also look at the number 9 as a sports person. In the game of baseball, they have 9 innings. 9 innings in a baseball game, which significantly represents so many different things. And I really don't have time to get into the significance of it, but it is very significant. I've often wondered why, when we get married, we wear our wedding bands on the left hand, which is the ring finger, only to find out that the left hand is the 9th hand from the right. It's the 9th finger. If you start from the right hand and count to the left, the ring finger is the 9th finger. And the reason why we wear our wedding bands or our wedding rings on the 9th finger is because, of course, the number 9 creates endings, bringing things full circle, right? Bringing things to a close, to a culmination. But also the 9th finger has been connected, as they say, it's supposed to be connected to your heart, which means that if you run your finger from your ring finger all the way up your arm, that it goes to your heart. So that's why when we talk about marriage and we talk about commitment, we wear the ring on the 9th finger, which is also connected to the heart. These are just some things that I'm putting out here just to give you a significant understanding of the number 9 and how significant it is. And now that we at level 9 of the mind, you get to see, as we delve in a little deeper today, to really get an understanding of the levels of the number 9. Those of you that went to college, we understand that they have the Divine 9, which is a group of 9 historical Black Greek letter organizations, as the fraternities and the sororities. We see those as well. But one thing that I want to break down and really delve into just a little bit before we get into what I have is very significant to me, is that inside of our bodies, remember, as within, so without. What I found very interesting is that inside of our bodies are 9 systems. Remember, 9 is the number of completion. So when a husband and a wife put the ring on their 9th finger, which is the ring finger on the left hand, they're signifying completion. They're signifying that now I'm complete. I have come full circle, and now I'm complete, right? When a woman is getting ready to have a baby, it's 9 months. Now it's time to push the baby out and give birth. I've come to the culmination. I've come to the ending. We have now completed this pregnancy journey. In our bodies are 9 systems. Very quickly, I'll just go over them to give you an understanding of the significance of them and the spiritual connotation. We have the circulatory system, right? This system can be seen as a system that distributes the vital nutrients and oxygen throughout the body. And then it also reminds us of the interconnectedness and the continuity that flows, right? The circulatory system, right, can symbolizes the life of love, and the vital things that we need in our bodies. The next system would be the digestive system, right, which can represent the accepting, the nourishing, and releasing what no longer serves us. To be able to take in what gives us the nutrients, what gives us that ability to where we can take what we need and begin to release what no longer serves us. You always have to be able to release and let go. You never want to hold on. And I think that this, the digestive system, even on a spiritual connotation, is very significant, because how many times in life we just take in, but very rarely do we release and let go. Do we release and let it go? The endocrine system, I would say, I would connect, if I could, to the body's chakras and to your energy points, right? Where each gland might be associated with a certain chakra, and it also can influence our spiritual energy and flow and balance. The endocrine system is one that I believe is very vital as well. Then we have the immune system, right? This system signifies personal boundaries and protection. It reminds us of our need to protect ourselves from the negative influences and energy, right? Then we have the muscular system, which symbolizes our strength and our ability to move through life, taking action and having the strength to face life's challenges, right? Then we have the nervous system, right? This system represents communication, intelligence, and also about the connection to our consciousness and to the universe, right? The reproductive system, this is a system that is often associated with creation, creativity, new beginnings. It is about the continuation of life and the creation of new ideas and experiences. Then we have the respiratory system. This system can symbolize the life force, the freedom. Our breath is often used in spiritual practices as a way to connect with the present moment and life force. And then we have, last but not least, the skeletal system, right? Spirituality. This system represents the structure, the support, the foundation of our physical and spiritual selves. It's about being grounded and stable. So just think about this significance of the number 9, that in our bodies are 9 systems that are vital for us being alive and being proficient and being able to fulfill our destiny and purpose. And anytime something is wrong with any one of those systems, the body will let us know that something is wrong. And so I just thought that was very significant because, once again, the power of the number 9. The number 9 is a very significant level, very significant number, because any number that you multiply to number 9, it comes out, it turns around, it comes right back out to number 9. So for instance, if you do 9 plus 3 is 27, 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36, 3 plus 6 is 9. So we get the understanding of just the power of the number 9, how this number 9 is a very powerful number. When we get to level 9, we get to a level to where we become masters. We step into a level of awareness to where now we are coming to the culmination of our mental ascension. And now that we've come to the culmination, What happens now is that you went through every level. You begin to understand and go through the different levels of the different techniques of the different things that we went through from level 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8. And all of those things at some point in your journey, you'll begin to use. You will walk through these different levels many a time through life. So it's not just that we're going 1 through 9 and that's it. You will walk through many of these levels many, many times over and over again through your life. But now that you have an understanding and you know what it is that you're doing, you know what it is that you are where you're going in life, you now have it in front of you. You now know how to tap into each one of these different levels in order to manifest, in order to take that next level. Level 9 to me is resonates with the essence of spiritual transformation, right? And it also deals with me the fulfillment. I think that, you know, in life, everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to be, you know, feel happy and joyful. I believe in fulfillment. And when I mean fulfillment, it's because fulfillment to me is greater than happiness. Because in the word happiness is the word happen, which means that something has to happen in order for me to be happy. And I don't always want to have to rely on something happening in order for me to be happy. Now, at a later date, I'll get into teaching that because I do believe that you can create your own happiness, and that's great. But fulfillment is something that happens, that you have regardless of what happens, it doesn't happen. You have fulfillment, which means that you are operating in your purpose, you are operating in your destiny, and so you are in a position to where you can gravitate towards and deal with the fulfillment in life, the fulfillment in your finances, the fulfillment in your health, in every aspect of your life. Level 9 represents the culmination, right, of our spiritual journey, which means that we are coming to a level of our spiritual journeys that we are in this season. Remember, every year we are different. We go to a different level. We go to a higher dimension. We go to a deeper level in who we are. And so it's very, I would say, imperative for us to make sure that we are constantly operating and using these techniques to come to a place where I'm at a place now where I'm able to see things differently. If you started with us from the beginning and you're here today, this is a different level. We're at a much different level than we were at level 1. The things that we encountered, the things that we've learned, the things that we discussed have evolved and transcended us to a whole nother level than what we were on level 1. At level 9, being a symbol of spiritual enlightenment, calling us to expand our consciousness, to embrace the vastness of our being, it urges us to break away from the limitations, right? And begin to tap into the wellspring of wisdom that we have within us. At this level, we are moving into a higher level of creativity, a higher level of, I would say, really moving into a defined connotation of what's going to happen. When you come to a culmination, when you come to an ending, the Bible does say, the ancient text that says, better is the ending of a thing than the beginning of it. And so when you come to an ending of this or a culmination, you have to realize that something new is coming. So whenever you're at level 9, it's the time to be excited. It's the time to be joyful. Why? Because you know that something new is getting ready to come forth. We talked about the pregnancy. We talked about the culmination of this woman carrying this for 9 months, and after the 9 months, she's at the completion, and it's time to give birth. This is the time on level 9 where we push out and we move into the very thing that we were manifesting, the very thing that we were carrying. It's now time to push it out. It's time to get ready to step into the newness of life, this new beginning, this new start, this new doors that are about to open, right? And so this is an opportunity for you to embrace that, to be joyful, because I know what's coming. It's better than what's been. I know that. I know that what I'm getting ready to experience, what I'm getting ready to come into, is getting ready to be greater than what I've experienced. Now listen to this. I've said this many, many times. I understand that the future can be very scary because you've never seen the future. So we don't know what tomorrow holds. We don't know what next week holds. We don't know what 2 weeks from today will hold. And so we can definitely always tag and tap back into the past because we are able to touch it and feel it, and so we can touch the past. But very rarely, or we can never really move into the future. But you can't be afraid, because the best way to predict the future is to create it. So if you are the one creating your future, you can't be afraid, because you are creating the future. I don't want to live a life where I'm reactive to life, which means things are happening and I'm just reacting. I want life to react to me. I want to create and make things happen and manifest and move the needle and move things. So now that when I'm making the moves that I need to make and do the things that I need to do, life has to respond to me. As the contemplation of level 9 draws us to a close, you know, it brings us into a place where we have a profound wisdom. As mental alchemists, it allows us to embrace the transformative power, because at level 9, you're operating at the transformative power. You're pushing out the things. This is a level of completion. So now everything that I've learned, everything that I wanted to manifest, everything that I was bringing in culmination, it's now time for me to push it out into the universe. It's now time for me to, yes, get out of the audience, and now it's time for me to get on stage to really delve into that and really embrace it. I think that there is a desire for us to be able to impact the world with our service, with our gifts. That's why we talked about it earlier, of learning what your gift and your talent is. What is my gift? What is my talent? What's the reason why I am born? I don't believe anybody here, I don't believe we're born to work a job, a 9 to 5, and just to pay bills, and just to go to work and come home and pay bills, and go to work and come home and pay bills. I don't believe that. I believe that there's more purpose and destiny to our lives. We weren't born just to work to pay bills, just to try to suffer and survive and make ends meet. I don't believe that's how life is supposed to be lived. So there is a purpose, there is a destiny for us to live. There is a reason why we were born, and when you find out what your gift and your talent is, you serve humanity. This level gives us a strong sense of being able to be proficient in social justice, and also being involved in some type of humanitarianism. Now, what's interesting is that the number 9 actually rules humanitarianism, which means that you are a person that loves to help people. You're a person that loves to uh, you're a giver. You are a person that tries to help the state of humanitarianism at its best. But at that same level, you realize that you have a gift that you can share with the world. You have a gift that can help people. Your gift will make room for you and put you before great people, will open doors for you. But understand that your gift is needed. Your gift is not given to you. Your talent is not given to you for you to hide it, for you to put it to the side. But you have an obligation to operate and to create the world that you want to enjoy and experience. And so by you putting in the work, you'll be able to really get that insight. Wisdom and insight are the two pillars I think that you'll stand on at this level 9. Being wise and insightful and having the ability to see the bigger picture, to possess the deep intuition and the natural understanding that's needed. You are a master alchemist. You're a master mental alchemist. This is your ability to change your reality, to create your own reality, to be, to do, and have all of the desires of your heart. You've been given all the tools. As you begin to utilize them, as you begin to really move in a direction and start creating, and begin to move in this paradigm, you will see things really start to transcend in a great way. I believe that we are heading into some great times. I really want to start hearing about the testimonies of what's going on. What are you guys doing? Because it makes no sense for us to just listen to this stuff, write it down, but don't do anything with it. You want to be able to start implementing. Level 9 is the line of action. Why? Because the level 9 is associated with the planet Mars. Mars is the planet of action. It's the planet of fight, of energy, of effort, right? Mars is considered to be the planet of war, right? Of weapons, of any kind of sharp objects, or that's why sometimes the level 9 or the number 9 is also has been connected to the soldier or the police officer because of the enforcer, right? Mars. And so when you're at a level where this is the time to take the initiative, to go full force, to go full throttle, and really go into the things that you want to manifest and bring into fruition. I think that culmination, the ending of a cycle or completion, is so powerful because anytime something ends, it lets us know that the beginning is coming. And the beginning is so wonderful. Anybody here who's, of course, we are born as babies. It was a phenomenal thing for us to come into the world and be born as a baby. Those of you that have had your own children, you know what it's like to have a baby come into the world and significance of something new being birthed. So just imagine the culmination, the ending of one thing, the beginning of something else. And I think that's so important that we don't get caught up with separating ourselves or not really embracing the fact that we need endings. There's so many things in our life that needs to have endings that we still are leaving open. We have no closure. We haven't come to the culmination point. There's still some things that happened years ago that need to come to completion. And so you need to close up and tie up the loose ends, close things out, close the doors that needed to be closed so that new doors could be opened. Some of us are leaving doors open that should have been closed years ago. There's some opportunities that should have been presented to us, but they couldn't come to us because we still had old doors open, things that were incomplete, things that had not come to completion yet. And so now we need to go ahead and bring those things into completion, close those things out. Close them out. Let them end. This is a cycle of ending. Let those things end. Close those doors and begin to allow those things to end and exit out of your life. This is the level where you remove everything out of your life that does not benefit you, everything out of your life that does not bring some kind of benefit or progression. If you're not for my progression, if you're not going to help me, if you're not going to expand me, if you're not going to increase me, then I have no need for you. I'm at the culmination level. This is the level of ending. And so now is the time where we will go ahead and end this, and I will move in a different direction because I can't be connected to anything that does not bring me increase, that does not bring me any kind of, that does not help me to progress. I don't want to go backwards. I want to move forward. I want to move up the ladder of success. I want to go higher. And so if there's anything that's connected to me that's not for me, that's not going to progress me, that's not going to help me, then this is the culmination period. This is the cycle of ending. And we're going to go ahead and end that and remove the things out of my life that no longer are for my good. And so this may be a difficult level for many of you because the things that feel good, the things that look good, the things that I want to be good, but they're not good. They have no inclination of giving you any kind of increase. They're not going to expand your life. They're not going to help you expand in your purpose and your destiny. They're not going to do any of those things. And so now is the time to go ahead and move into a level of completion and end those things and get them out of your life. Many of us can't move forward because we have so many things that have not been completed. We have no kind of completion, no closure. We're holding on to things with keeping things open and holding on to things that serve us no purpose, that serve us no good. And so if I'm going to move higher, if I'm going to go further in life, I have to be able to let some things go. That's why we talked about the 9 systems in our body, the system of digestive system, right? There's a system of release. If you do not release, you have a big problem. You have to be able to let go of the waste. You have to be able to release. And so that's why it's important that we come to endings in life. Everybody's not meant to go with you all the way. Everybody's not meant with you. Everybody's not going to be able to go with you to where you're going. Everybody can't go. Everybody can't be along for the ride. Everybody can't be with you when you get to that destination that you're going to. And so you've come to a culmination. They say some people come in your life for seasons and reasons, right? This season has come to a culmination. And so now I'm moving in a different direction. I'm doing things a little differently. I'm getting new doors are opening up to me. I'm closing things off. I'm closing things, opportunity situations that don't benefit me, that don't do anything for me, but bring me stress, heartache, wasted money, wasted time. Those are the things that you need to remove out of your life. The things that you've been wasting your time, your energy, your money, uh, any kind of stress that's been bringing you, any kind of disruption in your family and disruption in the household. Those are the things that need to be exited out immediately. Because where I'm going, I no longer want to experience that. Remember, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And if I'm creating my future, I have to learn how to remove things out of it as well. There has to be some exits, some releases. And what I find is so significant that they would say the planet Mars is connected to level 9, because what happens now is you're going to need that energy and that effort. You're going to need that to be able to exit out and to push out and release and let go. It can be very difficult because a lot of times we're letting go of and we're releasing some of the things that we ourselves may want to hold on to. You may want to hold on to some things, but you got to let it go. You got to let it go. Because if you're going to manifest and bring things into fruition that you need, you got to be able to let these things go. You got to close these doors that you've had open for years. Go ahead and close those doors so that new doors can open, new opportunities can come forward to you. I don't want anything that's going to hinder me or block me. But if you're still holding on to the past, if you still have things from the past that haven't been brought to completion, there's no endings, you're still holding on to those things. And those things can be very detrimental in your progression in life, in your increase in life. Your health is your wealth. I don't want to have distress. I don't want to have the things that can cause discomfort or cause me to have any kind of health ailments because of me holding on to the past or not completing or ending some things that need to be ended. I've learned in life that we always want to look at what we walk into, right? I walked into a new job, I got a new house, I got a new car. Sometimes the most powerful thing in life is what you walk away from. I've always believed that what you walk away from will determine what you walk into. Sometimes you have to walk away. Sometimes you have to close the door. Sometimes you have to exit out, exit left. What you walk away from, what you close the door to, what you exit out of will determine what you walk into. And can be such of a powerful thing because what are you willing to walk away from? What you walk away from will determine what you walk into. What are you willing to walk away from? Some of you are in a relationship right now, and you know that you need to walk away from that relationship. But you're tied in, you have all these excuses, you're thinking to yourself, well, I really don't want to have to start all over again. I really don't want to have to have to do the whole dating thing all over again and all of these excuses, but at the same point, you're not happy. The relationship that you're in is not going to progress. This relationship that you're in is not going to elevate you. You're not going to be able to go any higher and expand your level of consciousness because you're at the capacity where you are regarding your relationship. Your relationship is conscious now because you and this person, your two minds are connected. So in order for you to expand your level of consciousness, you're going to have to exit out. You're going to have to close that door on a relationship, and you're going to have to walk away from it. Why? Because what you walk away from will determine what you're walking into. You want to walk into the great relationship. You want to walk into those things, but what are you willing to walk away from? Some of you are on jobs, and you really don't like the job that you're on. You really don't like the significance of the job. You really don't like what you're doing. You're working because you got to pay bills. So you're trying to survive. You're trying to stay above water. You're just trying to stay afloat. But how long did you do that? How long does that happen till you make a decision and say, something has to give. I can't keep doing this because I'm working this regular job. I've been working this job. I've been working this job, and I'm expecting all of these things that I want to manifest to happen. No, what you walk away from will determine what you walk into. Completion. When one door closes, another door will open. When one door closes, another door will open. As within, so without. As above, so below. The significance of your exiting out and exiting out of things. The exit out of things is sometimes can be some of the best things that ever happened in your life. To close the door, to exit out. I'll give you a story. I was married, and at the time I was living in Vegas, and I additionally had initiated the divorce because I felt that what I thought the marriage should have been or what I was expecting from the marriage was not what it was. And after a period of time of trying to really implement it and trying to get this thing together, I realized that, hey, I've come to my culmination point, and it's better for me to walk away from this because I believe that there's something better for me. At the time of me getting ready to walk away, my wife at the time wanted to work things out. She wanted to go to counseling. She wanted to try all these things. So I said, yes, let's go ahead. Let's try it out. I believe in trying to maneuver and manifest and bring to fruition what we could to work this thing together. They say, well, God puts together, let no man put us under. So let us work it out and see what we can do. So we go to do all of these things. And after that, I still feel like, I still have come to my point of culmination because I feel like all of the counseling, everything that we've done, although it was very helpful, I only believed it would be a Band-Aid of temporary relief or temporary satisfaction. But I believe that eventually things would have went back to the way that they were. And so I said, you know what, I'm at my culmination point. And we decided to go and part our separate ways. Now, what was very interesting is that once we came to that culmination point and we were able to close that door, another door opened. And it seems like we became best of friends. It seems like the relationship between us was much better after we closed that door of marriage than it was before. And I really didn't understand it. But sometimes, people or better as friends or better in that regard. But I felt that after that door was closed, things really elevated. It was right after that door closed. I was connected to Reverend Israel. We was doing Awakening Light. We moved into the Temple of Enlightenment. Everything just transcended. But what you're walking away from will determine what you walk into. You can't be afraid. You can't be afraid because you're thinking about the agony. You're thinking about, oh my God, for me to walk away from this, all the stuff that's attached to this stuff. You have to realize that it may be difficult because you're looking at it from the humanitarianism side of it or the humanistic side of it. But remember, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. So a lot of times when you close the door, you're closing the door from the inward side. You're closing the door mentally, spiritually. You know, there are probably many women on this listening to this. You've been in a relationship with somebody and you were already done with the relationship. The cords were cut. You had already checked out. You were already mentally checked out, psychologically checked out. You were emotionally checked out. You were just there physically. And so sooner or later, you knew that this relationship was already over because you already had checked out. You already had closed the door inwardly. It was only a matter of time before the door actually closed in the physical ramification. And that's the same thing here. When you begin to close the door on a spiritual level, on the emotional level, and say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just move away from this because I need to be able to move and operate differently, and I want to go to a different level, and I want to, me walking away from this, I believe I'm going to be walking into something much greater. I don't want to be into something that's going to hold me down, that's going to weigh me down, something that's going to always have me stressed out, wasting energy, time, and money, and I'm not getting any progress. It's not elevating my life. It's not helping me at all. No. Learn how to work with the level 9. Learn how to work with coming to endings, coming to an end. Yes. There's many things in life that needs to come to an end. And you need to move on to a next level. I've heard people say, I don't want to start all over again. You're not starting all over again. You're continuing. This is nothing but a continuation. One door closes, another door opens. One door closes, another door opens. And like I told you, when my door closed with my marriage, it was amazing to me because me and my ex-wife are great friends now. We talk all the time. She calls me to get readings. She calls me to get consultations. She calls me to ask me about this and that. I was already real connected with her family, so we're still connected. None of the above, but at the same time, who would have thought that us closing that door would have allowed us to walk into what we walked into, to where we both are very beneficial of that door closing. And so I think that this level is not something that we can be afraid of, but to embrace it. Because there may be some things that you may need to end in your life. There's some doors that you may need to close. You may need to exit out of some situations and circumstances that you're in, that you know are not beneficial to you. And these are the things that we look at. These are the things that we connect with. These are the things that we move into the culmination of things. You know, when I look at level 9 and then we connect it to the planet Mars, Mars is considered a powerful and energetic planet. It's associated with the qualities of courage, of passion, of action. So, you know, you have to have the courage to walk away. You have to have the courage to close the door. You have to be passionate about this thing, right? You have to have the action and the assertiveness. But listen to me. How you do what you're going to do always, and in every level that you're listening to this, the levels of mental ascension, always operates in your element. And if you're listening for the first time and you don't know what your element is, just go back to the beginning. But always operate in your element. Why? Because your element is how you are going to do the best and be the best version of yourself. If I'm a air element, I don't want to do what fire does because that's out of my element. So I'm going to operate in my element, which means that if I'm going to close the doors and exit out and come to completion on some things, I'm going to do it my way. So you don't have to try to do it like anybody else. Just do it the way that you do it. Do it in your element. And begin to realize that you're not being mean, you're not being spiteful. You're at a place in your life where you're saying to yourself, listen, I'm getting ready to move into a whole nother level. And I'm going to move to a whole nother dimension. And in order for me to do that, I got to close these doors. I got to exit out of these situations because I feel like these things are hindering me and they're not going to benefit me at all. You know, you can't be the pitcher that pours into everybody else and nobody's pouring back into you. Life gives to the giver and takes from the taker. You can't be around people that always want to receive, but they never want to give. So you got to be around givers because you yourself is a giver. And so if you are in those situations, yes, I have to, hey, what I walk away from will determine what I walk into. They'd be like, oh, my God, I can't believe she walked away from that. But you don't know what she's getting ready to walk into because what she's getting ready to walk into is 10 times better than what she walked away from. You cannot be afraid to embrace your future. You can't be afraid to embrace your destiny. You can't be afraid. Fear, false evidence appearing real. What are you afraid of? Your own shadow? This fear that we have about our own lives. This time of life, I'm actually glad that I'm alive at this time of life because it's so amazing to me how in this life you can be anything you want to be. I watch people on Instagram and YouTube. Everybody can become any character they want to become. We have AI now that can take a picture and make it to what it is. It can create all of these things. We live in a world where we can create and become anybody we want to be. We all have the ability to create our own reality, to create it at a high level. At this level, and it's very interesting too, because we came from level 1 all the way up to level 9. When we get to level 9, we're at the culmination. This is the time to give birth. This is the time to push out that which you were holding inside of you. This is that time. This is the time to close some doors and exit out of some situations. Exit left. And when I say that, understand you don't have to physically do it. You're going to do it mentally, emotionally, psychologically. Why? Because what you do on the inside will automatically reflect on the outside. Why? Because you're walking mirrors. You're walking mirrors. All you have to do is change you. You don't have to try to change the situation or the circumstance. Just change you and watch how things begin to unfold. And so I'm just excited about this level 9 that we're on today. Listen, this has been an amazing journey, and I want to move. Next week will be Easter Sunday, and I'm going to move it a different direction. We are always going to still be teaching on our mental alchemist, but next Sunday we're going to move into money manifestation mindset. I want to get into really dealing with the psychology of money, how we think about money, and the significance of money. And the reason being is because there's a lot of things that's going to be happening with money in the near future. And I think that if we can get a grip on it from a psychological, emotional, spiritual level, we'll be good to go. Even those of you who are in businesses, those of you who work for money, we're going to look at how to get money to work for us, because that's how it was originally designed. And so I'm really looking forward to that for Easter. So definitely invite somebody to join in with us on next Sunday. We're going higher. We're going deeper. We're moving into our money manifestation mindset teachings. And so I look forward to seeing you. We want to thank all of you for your donations, your seeds that you sow. Those of you that are listening and you want to be a part of our circulation, we believe that whatever you release, whatever you circulate into our ministry, it will be returned back to its original point of origin. And that's what circulation means, that it goes back to its original point of origin, which means that we don't believe in spending money. We believe in circulating it. Why? Because in the word spend is the word end. And so we believe that once you circulate, it will return back to you. We are asking for, we're still working with the $26 seed. Those of you that want to sow the $26 seed, if you want to sow more than $26, we're all open to that. We want to thank all of you for your financial blessings and your seeds that you've sown. Those of you might say, I don't have $26. Whatever it is that you want to sow or that you want to give, we speak it into existence that you will receive a hundredfold return. We want to thank all of you for everything that you've done to help us and to continue to sow in. And so we believe that everybody who sows, everybody who gives, everybody who helps us to spread our teachings, everybody who shares, who likes, we believe that it will come back to you 100-fold return in any aspect of your giving, in any aspect of your releasing, that it will circulate back to you 100-fold return. And we speak that into existence. I want to wish everybody a happy week this week. Some of us celebrate Holy Week as this is Palm Sunday, and it leads us into the journey to the cross. Those of us who grew up in the church and we go to Good Friday and all those things. So we just want to thank you for all of your contributions, all of your support. I want to say this one thing to you guys. Your destiny is not a matter of chance, but it's a matter of choice. And I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.